everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Has Been Hangout podcast. I'm your host, Trucker Lee, and joining me, not as always, but sometimes, are my has been friends. It's nice to have y'all back with us. The four-man team is back. Today we're going to talk a little football. We got a fun little game we're going to play. We got Vic's picks coming up, and we're going to do some follower questions at the end. So, fellas, good to see y'all again. Cade, good to have you back,
Yes,
buddy.
sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
so first topic is the Bears moving to Indiana. So, what do you guys think? How does this move gonna how is this move gonna impact the franchise? Good or bad? Anybody got anything? Colton?
Well,
Eh.
Vic, you live in Indiana, so
I'll start it off. I think honestly, it's a better spot for the franchise in regards to taxes, um, revenue sharing, stuff like that. Um, to be honest, watching this whole debacle play out, last week, what started this whole thing was there was supposed to be a special House committee in the Illinois State Representatives, their House, and for some odd reason, the meeting got canceled. The markup got canceled.
Mhm.
And it really felt like a spit in the face to the Bears organization, where they're wanting to go Hammond, Indiana, where the Indiana, you know, House and Senate has developed a plan, the city to go to Hammond. It's a beautiful place, but I think it grows the fan base in Indiana more. It brings them closer because now you got Indianapolis Colts right here in the center, and then you go northwest. You got the Chicago Bears. Do I think they're going to change their name? Absolutely not. Because you look at
Yeah.
New York Jets and you look at the New York Giants, they both play in New Jersey, but they're affiliated with the state of New York.
Mhm.
So I'll say I think this is a great move. I think it sucks for Illinois. They're ruining it for themselves. All the Bears wanted was some help, and they're just simply spitting in the face of the fact.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be detrimental to the city, especially if they make another playoff run. What if they make another playoff run, make it to the Super Bowl? They win the Super Bowl. I mean,
And
so
if you look at it, a lot of these teams they're building new stadiums and they're going into a domed stadium. Chicago's already
yeah,
announced that they're making a dome stadium. You got the Washington Commanders. They're moving back to RFK and they're going to remodel it and make it more into a dome aspect. So you're going to see a lot more cities with the opportunity to host a Super Bowl.
yeah. I mean, for that aspect, it's good, but I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the weather impact a little. What do you
well,
think?
I don't know. So where are they going up there in Indiana?
Northwest of the
Yeah, I know, but
state.
like, what's the
Uh,
city?
uh, uh, It's called Hammond, Indiana.
Okay, and is it like pretty? Does it have a lot of golf courses up there?
No, it's a very small town.
Does it have any bowling alleys out there?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Hammond.
Okay, then it will not host a Super Bowl.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do. It's a
No, you don't.
requirement.
Once
It
once
is
once
it is
Chicago
a
comes in,
requirement. It is a requirement for the NFL to host Super Bowls. You have to have top tier golf courses and bowling lanes within a
so
30
what
minute.
makes you think? What makes you think? And sorry to interrupt you, but what makes you think that they're not going to invest in all this? They haven't even broke ground on the side of the city to build the even stadium yet. Why don't we let the future play out and we will see? Let's come back to that. I like that, but you know, you- Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't say that they're not going to host a Super Bowl in the next 20 years. You got to see how the city develops.
I mean, do you think honestly, like, do you think if they do that, I mean, the city of Hammond could grow? I mean, there's
Exponentially.
potential. I mean, there's going to be a lot of jobs open up at the stadium. But like Colton said, it is a requirement. So I mean, it won't be an immediate thing that we see, but I mean, it could happen. It could happen in the future.
Did I say it was going to be immediate? Please let me know.
No, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen, but like Colton said, I mean, it is a requirement. We looked that up uh, not too long ago, actually, because we were talking about why certain places are hosting and why certain places aren't. And
So what's the average temperature in that portion of the state?
I mean, it's the same thing you get in Indianapolis. It's only about
Okay.
an hour away.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, in February, what's the average temperature throughout the day?
This
Is
February
it
has been
cold?
weird.
Is it cold? Is it hot? On average, because you have to
So
have
right
at
now,
least You have to have at least 50 degrees. Okay. You have to have a minimum of 35% of the stadium's capacity in hotels within 60 minutes. You have to have a permanent seating of at least 70,000, and it must be in a warm climate or have a dome. So there's the dome side for you. The average game day temperature must be at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit on average for the month. Parking space, you have to have at least 25,000 parking spaces required. You have to have full and flexible media facilities for the media. You must provide enough entertainment through the Super Bowl, and that's where I brought in the golf course and the bowling. The NFL requires exclusive access to 3 top quality golf courses and 2 top quality bowling alleys. It must have extensive facilities for public transportation, and it must have a airport to accommodate for private jets and any and all international hubs. And it also requires that any and all ATMs in and around the stadium must be NFL approved ATMs. So, no, I don't think they're going to hold a Super Bowl in Northwest Indiana with all these requirements. So, I mean, you can say what you want to about the future, but the fact of the matter is, unless the NFL says, we're just not going to do that anymore, they're not going to hold this. They're not going to hold it there. Not going to happen.
Right on.
Well, I mean, it could happen. I'm not gonna say it won't, but it might. I mean, worst case scenario, it's in Indiana or Indianapolis. So,
Well,
I
we
mean,
hosted the Super Bowl back, I believe, more than 10 years ago. The That month was really cold. I mean,
yeah,
Super Bowl City was really cool to walk around. It was really cool to see and everything like that. Um, but we did fit the criteria that Colton is talking about: golf courses,
mhm,
airports, ATMs, parking spaces, everything like that. So that was honestly a great choice for also the city. It flooded the economy. But yeah, I guess we're not going to look at the future, and that's all right.
yeah. What do you think, Cade?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Vic. I mean, Rome isn't, and it wasn't built in a day. And it's just like, nobody ever thought Texas would have the stadium that they've got. And look at them now. I mean,
Yeah,
football and baseball.
yeah,
The new Globe Life Park it's incredible. Like, it's
massive.
really cool it's massive for one. Two, it's underground. That's sweet. Three, it's also a dome. So if
Yeah,
it's raining, they don't have rainouts. The
right.
only time they have a rainout if it's lightning. So I mean, I do think that I'm with Vic on this. Maybe in 20 years, maybe in 10 years. There's no telling.
I mean, it's construction these days. You can develop something pretty quick. Um, but what do you think for the fan base? I mean, are they gonna pull a lot from Chicago? Um, bring more people in from Indiana? Does it grow the fan base? Does it, what do you think happens to the fan base?
Uh, I don't necessarily think that they lose much fan base because, again, like, yeah, you might lose some just out of the discontent of them leaving. But in turn of that, how many Bears fans are there in Indiana as it is? There's no telling. It's just like Oklahoma. My ex-boss is a Bears fan. I went to school as a Bears fan. Like, I don't feel like that the fan base is going to lose as much as they will gain.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people in Indiana that do not like the Colts and like they like the Bears. So if they
Yeah,
move to Indiana, hey, now I don't have to drive to Illinois to watch a Bears game.
right.
So I mean, I think it could go either way, but I think overall it's going to be good for the fan base.
What I mean, I think it'd be good for the fan base. Um, it could bring some more people in. Like you said, they won't have to travel as far if they do live in Indiana. Um, and also, let's not forget this isn't necessarily the franchise's fault that they're having to move.
No,
I mean,
no,
and
not at all.
it's just like the Chiefs. It's not the Chiefs' fault they're having to move.
And it's
So
not it's not the final decision. Like there still has to be a
right,
final decision made. But also, you got to think about it where Hammond's at. You got Michigan just a little bit north. You got Ohio just a little bit east. You know, you're drawing in multiple fan bases from all states. There's a lot
Right.
of people that I know that are just Indianapolis Colts fans because it's just a hometown team,
Hmm.
but they
Yeah,
always grew
you
up as a Bears fan.
give them another
So
option.
I think you see this fan base grow exponentially from what it already is, especially with the way Ben Johnson is running that team right now, especially with the talent they have on the team. It's just going to keep drawing people in. I mean, no one can forget the run they went on this year, and hopefully it continues out for the next few years and everything like that. They keep building around their team,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I think this is an overall great situation for one, people, the state of Indiana, and the Bears organization. But this is the kicker. You're waiting on the final decision.
Yeah. All right. So Colton, you look like you had something you want to say to that. What do you think? What's your thoughts?
Um,
Share
well,
them, a wise one.
I did just a little bit of digging. Since 1967, 5 Super Bowls have been taking place in what are considered cold climates,
Hmm.
all of which were in major metropolitan areas. So there's that. If we're talking about like the bland, like just the generic future, I mean, who knows? Maybe Cheyenne, Wyoming could get an NFL team. Maybe they'll host a Super Bowl. I mean, I think that's just as likely as this place hosting a Super Bowl. Um, so yeah, I mean, as far as all that goes, it's just if we're speculating, we're speculating.
So I'm gonna kind of put this out for the group. Are we all kind of in agreement that this move for the Bears could be pretty much positive for them?
Yeah.
Do we think that maybe this will be something that'll kind of help? And in my thinking, change the location, maybe get out from underneath Chicago, get out from away from there. A little change of pace, change of scenery could help the team. It really could help the team. Um, or it could not help the team, and they could just fall flat. But it'll be interesting to see when are they supposed to make that move. Does anybody know?
No one knows yet.
No one knows yet. Um, we'll keep tracking that and see whenever they get that deal finalized. But for the meantime, they are slotted to move to Indiana, or yeah, Indiana. Um, and the Chiefs also as well moving, and we will see how that plays out for them. Which I don't think they're moving too far. I think they're just moving across the street into Kansas instead of Missouri. So we'll see how
Ooh.
that plays out. But anyway, we're gonna move into this fun little game. Pick three, cut seven. Um, there were 7 options on the board that we gave. Um, and so who wants to go first? Who was your pick three? Colton, you want to go first?
I can, yeah. I'll do. So the players that we're pulling against is Shador Sanders, Tyler Schlow, Will Howard, Cam Ward, Quinn Ewers, Garrett Nussmeyer, Drew Aller, Ty Simpson, Jackson Dart, and Fernando Mendoza. Um, I'm just going to go off of kind of like going off the eye, going off kind of their generic stats, and then going off their productivity through their years at top level talent. So I'm not counting, not counting the Shadur Sanders, Jack State, not doing any of that. Um, Also going to cut out Cam Ward for his incarnate wherever he came from. Not counting into that, not counting in those seasons either. But even with that, my top three are going to be Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, and Fernando Mendoza. For these reasons alone, Cam Ward, he's explosive. He's got a cannon for an arm. Multiple 4,000-yard seasons in college. His touchdowns and interceptions was pretty good. He runs a very, very prominent spread offense. Sorry, my notes are over here on the right hand side. And he can improvise pretty well. We're seeing a little bit of struggle at the NFL level, but that's expected because you're playing against the best of the best of the best. Um, He can be aggressive though. His turnovers are an issue. They're not the worst, but they're not the best. Um, Jackson Dart, dudes. I mean, up until he got hurt, up until the old Bulldog Scabato went down, they were my sleeper pick to make the playoffs. Dude's ready. Dude's ready to take that next step. Hopefully the new coaching group in the New York Giants can get that squared away. And then Fernando Mendoza, I'm going to pull on him. Kid from Cal, didn't really expect too much of anything. Came to Indiana, 135th ranked worst team in the nation, and led that offense to a thrilling championship run this year. So I'm gonna write off the other guys for quite a few things, but I think the best way to put it is Ward has the best ceiling. Dart has the best, I guess you could say, balance. He's not going to go down too much, but he's got a lot more growth opportunity. And then Mendoza, I'm probably going to say his efficiency and his, I guess you could say like if you have $15 to build a team. Fernando Mendoza is not going to be like a $5 player. He's probably going to be like a $2 or $3 player. So I think you're going to get more benefit, more value out of that. I'm sliding by Shadur. Going 13-12 just isn't top tier for me. Tyler Slow, went to a couple schools. Never, I mean, they made some pushes, but no one really did anything else. Will Howard, I'm just not a fan. Quinn Ewers, I think the number one ranked prospect of all time coming into college, and didn't win a national championship. That's why he's low on my board. Garrett Nussmeier, followed up two of the best offenses LSU's had in a long time, behind Joe Burrow, and then, oh good lord, my brain just went blank. Daniel, help me out here. Somebody say it. Kid from Washington, quarterback. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm
What's his
trying to
name?
blank.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels.
There we go. Thank you, Jaden Daniels. Followed both of them up, and then still, in my opinion, got benched for the new kid Vaughn, whatever his last name is. I'm not an LSU fan. Drew Aller missed the bag. He should have went pro last year, but he didn't, and now he's probably going to fall to the second or third round. That's on him. Ty Simpson struggles. He struggles whenever the pressure really gets to him. He plays well majority of the time, but I do think that if he's on any other team, he's not playing at that level. Jackson Dart, again, he was my pick, and Fernando Mendoza is my pick. So there you go.
Right on. Thank you. Cade, what you got for me? What's your pick 3?
Give me Shadur. Give me Mendoza. And give me Jackson Dart.
Okay.
Shadur, everybody hates him. I like him. He's got the right amount of cockiness. He's fun to watch. And he's got the underdog story, man. He was supposed to be a round 1 pick, falls to round 5 behind Dylan Gabriel. And behind, oh, who else was in that Browns quarterback room? Deshaun Watson, but he's whatever.
Yeah, Joe Flacco for a little
And
bit.
Joe Flacco. To come in as a 4th string and to work your way up, yes, it's the Browns. But still to be a 4th string behind veteran Joe Flacco at that and getting the shot and then becoming the starter. I mean, I've said it the whole time. He is the next Tom Brady story. Is it because he's Dion's kid? Yeah, probably. But is he going to be the next Tom Brady? No. Tom Brady's not. There's not anybody that's going to compare to him statistically.
Right.
But as far as his story goes, he was drafted similar rounds in the draft. He was very overlooked. I think Shadur was not overlooked. I think he was probably deserved because of his attitude. But to come from that 4th string in the 5th round to be a starter, that's impressive. Jackson Dart, I think the dude's a dog, flat out. I mean, he was great in college. Excuse me. Uh, and he really showed himself. He came into the Giants organization, which was a failing organization, and they made a run. And I was impressed with him. And then Mendoza, I think he's going to do big things. Um, like Colton said, he was kind of like on the pick 15 or $15 draft team. He was a $2 or $3 player, and here he comes into Indiana and takes the worst team in college football to a national championship and then wins it.
Yep.
So I mean, those are my pick three. I really don't know much on the others, but those are the three that stood out to me.
Right on, right on. Vic, what you got for me?
My pick three, man. I like Cam Ward coming out as a 0-star prospect, going to Incarnate, like what Colton said, and then going to Miami and working his way up to be a number one pick. It's unfortunate his first year in the NFL went the way it went, but you've seen a lot of promising things coming from the guy, especially now that they got a new coach, new offensive coordinator as well. It's going to be really exciting to see what he can do, and they have a ton of salary cap space they can work with here. Jackson Dart, I mean, he's a shoe in,
Yeah.
exciting, but he just needs to learn how to get down or get out of bounds. I mean, he takes so many hits to the head. But as a fan or as a person that hasn't really watched football and then you turn on a game and it's the New York Giants playing, Jackson Dart is somebody that you'll automatically beam your eyes to and just get excited the way the dude just runs the offense and everything like that. It is unfortunate too for Jackson Dart that he lost his wide receiver one last year and Malik Neighbors. So when Malik comes back and he got Scatabo back, that offense is going to look very, very dangerous. We were cheated out of that last year as fans, especially with watching it. And then I have a sleeper for my third. What Will Howard did at Kansas State and then Ohio State, and now he spends his first year as a rookie, one injured, two under the helm of Aaron Rodgers. So he's learning from him. He's already picking up on his mannerisms. Remember seeing a video during the season when Will Howard finally came off IR and he started dressing and everything like that. He was doing the flick of the wrist with that pigskin like Aaron Rodgers would do. I think Will Howard has tremendous potential in that Steelers organization. I think we could see honestly something special to where the Steel City gets back to where they were. It's been a long time, but I love I ride high on Will Howard. That's my pick three.
Right on. Well, my pick three was the same as Colton's. Um, Fernando Mendoza, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward. Um, Jackson Dart played 14 games. He had a 63.7 completion percentage, threw for a little over 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. It's not great, but it's definitely something to work on. With Harbaugh coming in, Scatabo coming back, Malik Neighbors coming back. Um, I think this will help Jackson improve in his game. Um, and I mean, Harbaugh's a great coach. He's coached in a lot of big games. He's taken the team to the Super Bowl. He's coached a lot of big name guys. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. Cam Ward, obviously, same thing. Wasn't a super great rookie season. Robert Saleh obviously taking over as Titans head coach. You got Brian, is it Dayball? Dayball.
Dayball.
Yeah. So I mean, he won a national championship at Alabama as the OC. So this could be good for Cam Ward. We'll see how that goes. I mean, he played 17 games, threw just over 3,000 yards, 59.8 completion percentage, 15 touchdowns, same as Jackson Dart, 7 interceptions. So they're roughly sitting about the same. And then Fernando Mendoza, I mean, what are you going to say about the guy? He's a hell of a player, hell of a team guy. Protects the ball. He stays in the pocket well too. He's not afraid to stay in the pocket, which I think will be good. Not a selfish guy, and he's willing to make the big play. So I think his rookie season will be interesting to watch. I don't think he's going to go out there and just blow it up, but I think he's going to keep putting his team in a position to win. So, but that's my pick three. Um, and I think you could definitely go wrong on that board. um, there's a lot of guys on there that I'm not too sure of. Um, I can't get behind Shador. I just couldn't do it. Uh, Will Howard, I I was I almost put him on. I do think him learning under Aaron Rodgers for a year was a good thing for him. I don't like all the time just throwing your rookie QBs in and giving them the trial by fire. I think it doesn't always help the confidence. So you give them a year or two to sit, let them get comfortable with it, let them play in some games if you're up big, get them some time. Um, so, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what these guys can do throughout the season, especially guys getting new head coaches, new offenses, new schemes to run. Like I said, I think for Jackson Dart and Cam Ward, that's going to be huge. I think that's going to be big for those guys, especially with the weapons they'll have coming back. So, um,
Who did who did the Steelers end up getting as a head coach? Because Tomlin got
uh,
fired, didn't he?
Mike McCarthy.
Tomlin stepped down.
Yeah,
Is that
he
what it
stepped
was?
down.
Yeah.
He was coming to get fired. I have a feeling. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not in the organization, but yeah, he stepped down and he ended it right there. But look at all those consecutive seasons over 500. That's
Oh,
great,
yeah.
but you're not winning the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had what 2 seasons at 500. I mean, over 20 years, 2 seasons at 500's not bad. I mean, it's not. He doesn't have a bad coaching resume.
No.
Um,
Everything else was over.
yeah, I mean, he's done well. I mean, there's been a few like you can say winning seasons, but if you're one game over 500, you know, I mean, in my opinion, that's still a losing season. So, like if you're not making the playoffs, that's a losing season. That's just my opinion. Um, but yeah, I think the Steelers. It'll be interesting. Will Howard should probably start next season. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to come back to the Steelers. Um,
I don't
it'll be
think
interesting.
anybody's made a decision yet.
I don't think he's going to come back to the Steelers.
He's got to go do his ayahuasca first.
The
Yeah,
shaman.
he's gonna sit out there in the dark for a while and kind of see what he can come up with. But hey, you got to do what you got to do for your mental health, I guess. If that's what helps him, that's what helps him. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
shame a guy for that. Um, but with that, everyone's favorite segment. Let's get right into it, Vic. Vic's picks. Here we go.
Welcome to Vic's Picks. I'm Vic. All right, y'all. Welcome to Vic's Picks. Remember, if you have a problem, you know what to do. All right. For my NBA picks tonight, I like Phoenix over Orlando. Phoenix is the favorite at minus 125. Detroit over Chicago. They are the favorite, minus 535. And I like the New York Knicks over Houston with that whole debacle with Kevin Durant. Um, did it cause some team chemistry issues, everything like that. And New York is just flat out playing ball. They still are. Midseason champs, everything like that. If you throw $10 on that at the odds of plus 245, you'll bank $34.55. For UFC, I'm picking the underdogs on UFC tonight. I like Sean Strickland over Hernandez, and I like Dan Iggy over M. Costa. All right, throw $10 on that. That's a 94.25 payout. We got USA Hockey coming up in the gold medal game over Canada. They are the underdog at plus 105. You throw 10 on that, you get a cool $20.50. So bet accordingly, bet wisely. We'll see how she turns out. Thanks for coming.
All right, fellas. So with that, we're gonna wrap this up with some follower questions. And that's one of our favorite things to do. Colton, I'm gonna come to you first with Josh's question. Is Sam Darnold going to continue his reign? Better yet, is Sam Darnold elite?
As far as rain, You've been on, you know, what, 5 teams or 4 teams in 5 years. It's not really a reign, in my opinion. Um, you've been a journeyman. In order to have a reign, I mean, a king has a reign because it's his country, it's his kingdom. Um, hey, this is his first year on Seattle, and they're like, oh my god, he's the greatest ever. Oh, he did this and this and this. Okay, he's had 2 good seasons in a row. Good for him. Does that make you elite? Absolutely freaking not. Um, no, it doesn't. It just doesn't. That's a stretch by any means of the imagination. He found a revitalized career at the Shanahan offense down there in San Francisco. I think since then he's been a much better quarterback. Um, but no, you can't have a reign without having a kingdom. You don't just get to walk into a team and be like, oh yeah, okay, this is my team now, because it's not. Without Kenneth Walker, they lose the Super Bowl. Without Kenneth Walker and uh, Shambo, whatever his last name is, Shambo, whatever, you know who I'm talking about. Um, they don't win as many games, in my opinion. Does he throw the rock? Absolutely, but it's because their running game is so strong. It's not his team. It's the running backs team. It's Kenneth Walker's team. Um, in my humble opinion, JSN a freaking stud. If he's not throwing a JSN, I mean, so be it. You know what I mean? Um, but no, is he elite? No, he's good. He's starting to turn that page of being good to really good. But I'm interested to see if his consistency can go past one season with one team, because so far he had a breakout season with Minnesota. Awesome. Sweet. Minnesota should have kept him, but they didn't. And now he's won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks, but both of those are one and done deals. So is he coming back with Seattle? Yes. Is he going to win again with Seattle? I don't know. Um, so no, it's not. The Rain and Sam Darnold do not belong in the same sentence together. That's just a fallacy at this point. And then as far as him being elite, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right on. Vic, what's your quick take on this?
I agree with Colton 100%. Um, I like the fact that he put Sam Darnold under the fact of a journeyman, because you look at his career, New York, Carolina, not the way that obviously he wanted. And it kind of goes back to what you were saying in the pick three, throwing a rookie QB into fire and hoping they fight their way out is it's a very rare chance of it working. Um, but I think honestly, Sam Darnold learned how to really run an offense in San Francisco. Then he took his talents to Minnesota under Kevin O'Connell, did very well. And then he comes to Seattle, wins a Super Bowl, finally gets over that hump of what his early career was. And now he has a chance to do something. But like Colton said, it's too early. He hasn't earned the name of a king or elite anything yet, I don't believe, but it's something to definitely watch in the coming years.
Cade, what's your quick take?
Yeah, man, I think you guys just said it best. He's not elite. Can he be elite? Sure. You know, I mean, I'm not going to say he can't be, but like Vic said, and like you had said, throwing these rookies into fire, it happens all the time, and it's rare that it ever pans out the way it should. I'm a firm believer in these rookies. They should be drafted to a team and put under a veteran quarterback to kind of, one, learn the offense, and two, learn the flow of the difference in NFL and college. So, I'm in 100% agreement with Colton and Vic on that. No, he's not elite. No, there's not a reign. But could Seattle become his kingdom in the next 3, 4, 5 years? Sure. But is it right now? No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree too. There is no rain. I mean, he could be a one-hit wonder for all we know. Sam Darnold's not elite. I think he's good. He's starting to find some confidence in his game. I think he's just now starting to figure out what kind of quarterback he is. And he's kind of fitting that role, but not elite. There is no rain. I mean, we've seen plenty of times where a quarterback wins one, and then what else you got after that? So, but yeah,
Uh,
no, not elite and not a rain.
I'm gonna pull this up right quick. A little bit of apples to oranges here, but y'all remember the Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott rookie year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Cowboys are going to be winning Super Bowls for the next decade, and what have
Yep.
they done? Absolutely nothing.
I mean,
So
yeah,
I mean, they haven't.
Ezek- Ezekiel is not even in the league anymore. So,
No. But I want to touch back on this. We were talking about the Browns and stuff like that, and the heresy of saying that Shadur Sanders is the next Tom Brady due to his story. I want to go back to the Browns organization as a whole. Since 1999, what two quarterbacks have had the most starts for the Browns? Obviously, we know one's Baker. You know who else it was? Right there with him at 59 games. I
I have
would
no
give
idea.
someone a crisp $1 bill if they can tell me who started as many games with the Browns that Baker has.
Brandon Whedon or Joe
No,
Flacco?
no.
Oh,
1999 to 2003. Tim Couch, 59 starts with the Browns. That's it.
Wow.
59 starts. Then we go from that to the plethora of quarterbacks after that. So I'm just waiting to see. I mean, if in today's NFL you can make a Pro Bowl on a losing team throwing not that good of a ball, throwing more interceptions than touchdowns, and throwing for less than 4,000 yards, I mean, this is probably a conversation for another time. But these All Star games, Pro Bowl, blah 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 blah. I feel like they lost all their freaking meaning, man. But going back to anybody who started more games than Baker Mayfield, you have to go back to 1985 to 1993 with Bernie Kosar. He had 105 starts. 105. And to go back further than that, you got to go to the 1970s to early 80s with 112. So the Browns organization, and you can take this to the bank, is a dumpster fire. They had their people whenever they drafted Baker. They had they had one kind of screwed up season due to injury. Baker came in 10-6. After that, led them to the playoffs. Then you get hurt. Then you bring in, I can't say what I want to say, but you bring in Deshaun Watson, pay him a boatload of money, completely reset the quarterback market for every team in the NFL, which completely flips the whole thing on its head. Then you lose Baker to Carolina. Now Baker's $140 million quarterback, in talks for MVP this year. Probably going to make a pretty decent playoff push next year. And so I think if anyone, and I mean this in no disrespect, if anyone thinks the Browns are going to do anything with Shadur Sanders, they need to go outside, find a nice, solid sheet of ice. If you're in the north, that you call a lake or a pond, bust it open, jump in, and then come back out baptized, as understanding that the Browns will not do anything until the entire organization is shook up from the bottom. They're not going to do anything. Shadur Sanders is going to either be the next, if you want to call it that, anything. He's probably going to be the next Megatron. If he does have elite talent, they're not going to let him go. He's not going to go anywhere, and he's going to retire with 0 Super Bowls and maybe one meaningful win under his belt. So, I mean, yeah, I think people comparing him to Tom Brady because of the whole draft deal. I mean, it's similar, but not really, because Tom Brady wasn't even talked about until like the 5th round to begin with, and then he got picked up in the 7th. Everybody talked about Shedeur, everybody knew who he was, and he just slipped because of his attitude. But yeah, as far as all that goes, I think if anyone's hopeful for the Browns to pull this thing out in the next 20 years, they need to look at the last 20 years and say, oh, so it's not a quarterback problem. Oh, so it's not a coaching problem. It's an organization problem. It's everything from the top
Yep.
down.
It's definitely an organizational problem. That's for sure. Um, All right, Colton. I need you to get the glasses ready. So we're going into Vic's question from Matt. Has the NBA gotten better or worse since Adam Silver became commissioner?
I really love this question. Thank you again, Matt. My honest opinion's gotten worse. So if you really look at it, Adam Silver, with his reign as NBA commissioner, the biggest thing I feel like that has happened, besides the whole COVID initiative and everything like that, is the sports gambling. David Stern gave a quote in 1993 at a testimony before Congress supporting the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act. Sports gambling jeopardizes the integrity of the game as well as the loyalty of the fans. You see this thing now with Adam Silver. He just had that big gambling thing over this past year with Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, all those guys. I feel like David Stern also was more of a commissioner for the players. All right.
Yeah.
Everybody knows when you're in that workspace and you do something that you shouldn't be doing, and your manager pulls in and says, "Hey, I know what you're doing. You need to quit. I'm gonna sweep this under the rug. I'm gonna make sure nobody finds out." David Stern was that type of commish. Adam Silver, I don't think he is. You know, David Stern also, I feel like, got his hands dirty because he had the mouse at the palace. He did everything he could to make sure that that thing that happened that night in Detroit against the Indiana Pacers, one, people tend to forget while he was still commissioner and everything like that. But also, he protected the players in many different ways with the NBA bargaining agreement and everything like that. David Stern just wanted the game to grow the right way. The dunk contest was better when he was commissioner. The All Star game was better when he was commissioner. I just feel like Adam Silver is just not the right guy for the job. My honest opinion.
Yeah.
Here's my
So,
conspiracy. Here's my
okay. Yeah.
conspiracy.
Let's hear it.
Thank you, Colton, for doing this. I feel like Adam Silver is in on everything, and he is the top shot caller in regards to the gambling aspect, the forced trades. And if you look at the forced trades, I feel like Luca was a forced trade. The tanking
Mhm.
incident that just came out with Indianapolis, and how Indianapolis traded away Mathurin, who I thought that was a god awful move,
Terrible
but he
trade.
forced it. He forced it. I feel like just Adam Silver is just the guy that's running it all. He's collecting all the money at the end of the day, and he's using it. Yeah, it's just stirring the
Yeah.
pot, keeping it
Yeah.
going. Oh, you can't know about this. Let me put my little finger in there. Let me stir some stuff around just to make it look like that I'm
When they're
not the guy at fault here.
supposedly going to be hammering down on these teams and stuff like that and implementing stuff, whatever. We'll see. I just want to clarify something before we get takes. I knew the glasses were coming. I did not know the tinfoil hat was coming. So if you're watching this, it's something completely new.
This is
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
This is
Yeah.
awesome, Colt. I'm really happy you pulled that out. I thought it was just the glasses.
So that was a that was a great ad to the
I want
glasses
to
there.
I want to say this about the NBA talking about people tanking, blah 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 blah. You get rid of the freaking lottery, and then you ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Get rid of the lottery, you ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about it because it's just so convenient that arguably the best basketball player who was playing basketball was in Dallas. He was named Luka Doncic, and he gets traded to the Lakers for
Yeah.
a couple crumbs of bread. Like
Right.
what? That doesn't make sense to me. And then, oh, what are we gonna do? We have no future. Oh, Kyrie got hurt. Oh my. Oh, wait a minute. We got Cooper Flag. Everything's good now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me you had a percentage of getting the number one pick? Then, oopsie poopsie, we got rid of our best player. Oopsie poopsie. We set up Los Angeles for the next decade. Oopsie poopsie. Just kidding. We get Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Oopsie poopsie.
Look at all the first round draft picks they got for the Anthony Davis trade.
Oopsie poopsie. Exactly. It's like,
You know,
they talk about the NFL being scripted. I'm starting to see more of this NBA stuff come out. It's like, now wait a damn minute. Wait a damn
and
minute.
if you look at the whole gambling issue, like when Terry Rozier, it came out that he was involved in fixing games and stuff like that. Like, come on, bro, it was so obvious.
The mafia is real.
All right, Cade, let's get your quick take on this before we move deeper into this conversation.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Adam Silver's it, man. The game's gotten soft, extremely soft ever since he took over.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't really have to speculate much on that. It's 90s, late 90s, 2000s basketball was hardcore. Like, I can remember watching highlights of Jordan. He went in the paint, he was hammered. Hammered. And it was rare that a foul was called. You know, you look at when he played Bird, that was a dogfight. When he played Magic, dogfight. But now you look at LeBron era, 2010s, you know, when Silver took over, he like cough on him and he falls down and it's technical. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But I do agree with Vic. I mean, it's deeper than that. I do think Adam Silver's got his hand in the pot. I think these forced trades are all on Adam Silver. The whole Luca trade was bogus. I mean, it never made sense. And now that Vic brings that up, it kind of does. Because how do you trade your franchise guy after he takes you to the finals the year before? And then there's no trade talks. There's no trade talks. It's just you wake up the next morning to an ESPN alert saying, "Oh, by the way, Luca got traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis."
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I think it's gotten worse. Something's got to change there, because basketball needs to come back to being basketball, the way that we grew up watching it.
Yep.
Yep.
We've all got a conspiracy theories. Here's my conspiracy theory. Okay. Who owned the Mavericks for a long, long time and
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
made it something of a spectacle to watch? Mr.
Mark
Mark
Cuban.
Cuban, billionaire. To quote the great Tony Stark, billionaire, genius, playboy, philanthropist. Make sure this thing's on. We're good. Guess who's in talks of buying the Mavericks again?
Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. So you mean to tell me that Mark Cuban can get this team cheaper than he sold it for the first time around?
It's like Dave Portnoy and Barstool.
And is going to get it with a plethora of first-round picks in the future. And is going to have Kyrie Irving and Cooper Flag. And he's going to make money on the deal.
Watch out for the Mavs.
Watch out for the cube, man. I mean, is this man? I don't know.
The Rubik's Cube,
Dude,
man.
You look at it. This is the Shark Tank dream because he's on Shark Tank. But the Cuban Missile Crisis owning Dallas again, that's insane.
I mean,
it's in the water.
I think the general conspiracy around sports is obviously the betting. I mean, we've seen that go back to, I mean, good God, the 1918 World Series. So,
It's in all sports.
Yeah, it's in all sports. It's in baseball.
It's
Obviously,
getting
we see
worse.
the two pitchers who got indicted on betting charges. The NBA thing with Chauncey Billups. I mean, that thing going down. Who knows until we
It's in the water.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time before we see it in the NFL. But with that, we'll move into our last question. This is from Hunter, and it goes to Cade. Will Jaron Duran be an outfield starter or DH this season for the Boston Red Sox? He added in this question with Roman Anthony back and very highly touted. It's been talked about that he'll be starting in left field. It's hard to move anybody else in the outfield with the two guys they had out there, both winning Gold Gloves at center field and right field. He said, "I believe that Duran is a better fielder, but Anthony has a better bat and ceiling." What do you think?
So I've seen this a lot with Philly in the last 3 or 4 years. Um, Honestly, what I think they're going to do, because Duran is a stud, and there was talks that Philly was going to go after him, and they didn't end up doing it. But what I see them doing is they're probably going to platoon him. So he might not start in left all the time, but I can see him platooning left and center with those other two guys. I think a lot of it's going to have to do with spring training too, how their spring training fares out. Because Duran could have an absolute phenomenal spring training and end up winning that starting spot. But better yet, I just see him more as a platoon guy, really, and them adding that extra left fielder. If his
Okay.
bat's better and he's got a better ceiling, like I said, it's what Philly does is they take, so for instance, Brandon Marsh and Johan Rojas were the center fielders.
Hmm.
I can't stand Rojas. He can't hit. He drives me nuts. Great fielder though. Marsh, on the other hand, he can't hit left-handed pitchers. So what does that? What does that do? That's just an automatic out almost when you have Rojas in the lineup. But
Yeah.
when you got a righty up, Marsh is likely going to smash. So I like the platoon aspect. I can just see them platooning those two, and if not, platooning him through left and center.
Yeah. I mean, Jaron Duran's an all-star.
Yeah,
So, and he's one of the fastest runners in Major League Baseball. He's going to
yeah,
steal you
no, he's
bases. He's going when he gets on base, he's always a threat to run. And
yeah,
with the new pickoff system that Major League Baseball implemented, you get two per at bat. So after the second one, he's gone. I mean, it's an
yeah,
automatic steal. So I think maybe he gets platooned until right around the trade deadline, and then I think they shop him. I think they shop Jaron Duran. I wouldn't be mad if he came to the Yankees, but the Yankees are too stupid and won't sign him. I think that the Yankees need more options in the outfield. Um, so or even some help in the infield. I wouldn't mind that. Jaron Duran's played in the infield.
yeah,
Um, so I wouldn't mind seeing that. But yeah, I do think he's gonna play around. He's gonna be a utility guy for a while. He'll probably do some DHing. Um, and then around the trade deadline, I think he gets shopped because I think they're gonna make room for this Roman Anthony guy. So, Vic, what you got for me? What's your quick take?
Um, we all know how sports goes. The older you get, you start losing that competitive edge. I wouldn't say you lose that competitive edge, but your ability starts to fall down or trickle down just a little bit. Um, I don't think they shop them. I think, you know, in regards to platooning, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to use my own version of this and everything like that. So it's a 162 game season out the year. You put Roman Anthony in the outfield. You're really keeping fresh legs on the field. Let's say Jaron Duran plays a series where it's a 3 or 4 game series, does really well. They're like, hey, you can get some rest, Roman Anthony. You go out there, but Jaron Duran continues to be a DH, or Roman Anthony continues to be a DH, and they just keep everything flowing throughout. You have a solid outfield, you're taking away doubles, you're getting into the gaps and taking away triples and stuff like that. And if you know you're keeping guys at first base and everything, I think that could really help out. It could ease a pitcher's mind, it could ease a manager's mind. It really eases the whole team's mind and everything like that. In regards to him being one of the fastest players in baseball on the base pass with that pickoff rule, you're exactly right. He can bait you twice. That's all he needs, and he can go. I mean, he's a
Hmm.
solid glove. Every player goes through a skid at the plate. It's about getting out of it, and you
Right.
don't want to speed up. You don't want to, you always hear about changing your eyes and everything. Just how are they going to handle this? It's going to be an interesting part in the season. We definitely need to pay attention to. but I really like what they're trying to do with the Roman Anthony deal and Jaren Duran. You keep them fresh legs in the outfield, and they become something special. You're
Yeah.
really just limiting into the game into the dirt, and then hoping your
Yeah.
middle infielders can catch and everything like that and get everything going.
Yeah. Cole, what's your quick take on this?
Baseball be baseballing. That's my quick take on that.
That's what I thought.
My question is it going to matter? I mean, honestly, will it matter? Because you've got the Mets spending buku bucks. You've got the Dodgers spending buku bucks. I almost wonder if baseball, and I thought about this after our last conversation, needs to move in to a tiered system, kind of like how Major League Soccer is over in the European countries, and do like a relegation type thing, Like if you're spending over, keep in mind, the average team's payroll is like 157 million if memory serves me right. And the the Dodgers are spending 169 million in luxury taxes just to pay the guys 300 something $1,000,000. So they're spending like $500 million a year to play baseball. How is that gonna, like, are you even gonna have a fan base in the next 20 years for some of these teams? Like, honestly, if the disparity keeps growing like that, like, are you really gonna be an Oakland A's fan or whatever they are now? Are they still in Oakland?
No, they're moving to Vegas, but right
Okay.
now,
Are you going to be a Vegas A's fan because you're never going to win the big game and you're not going to win it unless you're going to like dip into some deep ass pockets and get there? Like, okay, well, let's just do this. Let's say you've got a spending cap and your bigger market teams, you must spend at least a minimum of this, and your max is this, and like at your mid-tier teams, and then you got like your lower tier teams, and then it's like you have like your winner from that lower tier team who goes in to replace the mid-tier team, and the mid-tier team, it's like you flip-flop, flip-flap, flip-flap. You know what I mean? And then the mid-tier team, if you do well and you win your little series, then you go into the high tier team, and it's just flip-flap. Then
I'm
it's
not
like,
I'm not
you know what
opposed
I'm
to that.
saying?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these leagues should implement that in some way. I absolutely love that idea because listen, when you say, "Oh, I'm a Miami Marlins fan," why? What about
Because
the
you're
Marlins?
Miami.
The
Because
colors.
it's there, because they're close, because you're still living off the early 2000s when they won a World Series. I mean, why are you fans of some of these clubs when they continuously do the things that they're doing? They're not competing. I mean, the Marlins' entire payroll is $43 million, and like you said, Colton, the Dodgers are paying $169 million in luxury tax. So, what's the point of being a Miami Marlins fan when you can cheer for the
A team that's
Dodgers?
gonna actually win.
Yeah.
Hope.
So, hoping what though? I mean, they're not even giving you the financial backing of hope. They can't even
Yeah.
provide that for you.
Yeah.
So, um,
How many players are on a roster?
40.
40. So they're
Yep.
spending like a milli a kid right now, like a milli a person right now.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think that if you bracket, because there's 30 teams in the MLB, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's just bam, 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 10, 10, and 10, your 10 largest. You must spend, you like the bottom dollar, you must spend this amount. And you must not spend more than this amount. So let's just say, I'm going to go crazy here, right? The Dodgers are spending, let's just say 400 million. So bam, that's your max. The minimum though is 20% more than the average of the current state. So you have to at least spend 180 million, and you can spend no more than, this many million, a 400 million. So there's still like a massive gap there. Let's just say it's 200 to 400 million, right? And then your mid-tier teams is like 199,999,999 all the way down to like 99, like right at 100 million. And then everybody else is like under 99 million. So you like bracket yourself.
Yeah.
And then your team's profit sharing is like, okay, if you're in the top,
You don't need the sharing because you're a massive team. You're the 10 largest teams in the MLB. Your share goes down to the bottom, the very bottom. They go there. They get their regular share plus your share. And that brings those other two into like, oh man, anybody. Oh my God, Marlins. I don't know who the big teams are. I can start rattling shit off, but I think like, who's the smallest teams this year? Like the Kansas City Royals, the Marlins, who else? Come on, you guys are baseball.
The A's.
The A's. There's
Rockies.
3. Help me out. Who? Rockies.
White Sox.
All right. Who?
White Sox.
White Sox.
White Sox. What about the Rattlesnakes or Diamondbacks, whatever they are out there?
Yeah, Diamondbacks.
Okay,
I don't think-
Diamondbacks.
I don't
Are
think
they
they're
mid-
a
are
small
they-
market team though. I think they're mid tier.
Okay, but you see, we're starting to get some traction here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think
I like that.
some eccentric billionaire needs to come out and say, I am going to start a professional football league where you can do steroids and you can do whatever you want. There's going to be no illegal hits. We will give you X amount of dollars a year to play, and it will just be high flying, like OG Spike TV commercials where you just boost your testosterone. There's going to be actual cheerleaders there that are going to like, people want to be a professional cheerleader. You're going to pay them like they should be paid because those cheerleaders are athletes. I'm just saying, let's make, I can't say that because of the whole political climate, but I'm going to say it anyways. Let's make sports great again. So all I'm saying is this. We got to bring sports back to the violent tendencies that everybody wants to watch. Now, I don't
Yes.
mind playing patty cake, but if I wanted to go watch professional people slap each other around, there is professional tag. I'll go watch that on ESPN 88 along with dodgeball and professional crocheting. All right. I want to see people leaving their feet to spear you in the middle of your chest and your head touching your toes. If I'm talking about big hits,
Yep.
it's like, oh, he got hit so hard, but don't worry, they're giving each other high fives to get up. No!
He freaked it out. He glitched it out. He glitched it out.
no. His
Oh.
computer shut down again.
Oh man. But with that, hey fellas, he's out. We should all get out of here. Appreciate y'all joining me. And we will catch y'all at the next hangout. Bye guys.
See you later.
See it.
That's awesome.